My friends, I cannot imagine a scenario where Kamala Harris wins on the arguments, on the merits, based on what we saw last night. Now, of course, we decided not to cover the CNN town hall with Kamala Harris, and I'll tell you why. On Timcast IRL, we decided just to have a conversation about the news, because Kamala Harris says she'll use 100 words to say one thing, and often she'll use 100 words to say nothing at all. So my expectation was, and I was correct, that if we actually started doing a commentary show on the CNN town hall last night, we'd be sitting here watching someone filibuster for an hour and a half, 2 hours, learning nothing, saying nothing, and we get the point. Kamala has no plan. She can't answer questions. She is out of her mind.
And here we are on Tim Pool's Timcast, where, as you see, he's talking about Kamala Harris's recent CNN town hall. And I haven't seen it, because there's no way you could pay me to watch something like that, but I will watch some clips like this one here, just to see the so-called highlights. I'm sure it should be pretty amusing. Let's see what Tim Pool has to say about it, and let's hear, hopefully there'll be some examples of Kamala Harris giving some of her famous, incisive, and insightful answers to hard-hitting questions from CNN.
I have a video to play for you. I have several, actually. And when I play these videos for you, I think you will understand. One video in particular, my friends, is shocking. She's asked by Anderson Cooper on CNN, are there any mistakes you've made that you've learned from? And she just filibusters the whole thing and ends by saying, sometimes your parents make mistakes too. And, I think it's a, what? Guess what? It was so bad that CNN's panel even said Kamala Harris has this problem where when she can't answer a question, she just goes to word salad city. She just says things. It's truly remarkable to watch someone. This is what I love about Kamala Harris. Okay, I hate it, but I'm being facetious. Is she'll say, like you'll be like, where do you want to go get food, Kamala? And she'll be like, well, the place that I think is really great to get food because food is important and we always want to eat food. And it is important to eat always. Remember, it's food that we want to eat. I think it's good to go eat at a restaurant. And I think a restaurant is a good place because food is important. And you're just like, lady, what? All you did was say words that in no way had any kind of idea attached to them. She might as well just say flag, oatmeal, rudder, dog, and just I'll tell you what, I would respect Kamala Harris more if all she did was pull up a dictionary and mutter random words. That's basically what she's doing. I got to play these videos for you. And of course, she had to call Donald Trump a fascist in the town.
Of course. Oh, she called Trump a fascist at the town hall. Excellent. This is going to be good. So, various word salad answers, calling Trump a fascist. It's all these old Democrat tropes. They just love wheeling these things out. And Tim Pool's absolutely right. She just cannot give an answer about everything. But maybe I have misjudged her. So hopefully he's going to play some clips now.
Town hall. She can't describe what that means or explain anything about it. I can tell you this. She does have one plan. And that plan is, I don't like Donald Trump. How that manifests, I honestly have no idea. But when she's asked over and over again, what are you going to do about this? What are you going to do about that? How come you supported this? How come you supported that? She goes, Donald Trump. Is that it? Yeah. They got nothing. So when the voters go to the voting booth, if this is what motivates them, we are doomed. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't see a legitimate path through the merits for Kamala Harris because she's lost her mind, or I don't know if she's ever had one. However, there's still always the shadow campaign, so nobody really knows what's going to happen. Republicans are convinced Democrats got some shady games afoot, and they probably do, which means everyone has to go vote. We are 12 days out. It's a week and a half. Tomorrow, Trump's going to be on Joe Rogan. I'm going to put my feet up, press play, sit back with some popcorn, and enjoy what will likely be the biggest podcast ever done. Joe's the king of podcasts, man. There's no question. And it's going to be epic. But I want to read a little bit of her responses, but I do have a video. This video is it. This video with Anderson Cooper, where he asks her, did you make any mistakes? My friends, when you hear this, your brain will fall out of your head. You will scream and bash your forehead on the table. I'm kidding, by the way. Many of you will probably just laugh. But I can't stand this stuff. We'll play the video. But before we do, we got an awesome sponsor. It's preservegold.com slash well, with inflow living in physical gold at 15. Tim Pool, happy in particular. And, you know, I just want to say, I'm particular on the sponsors that we do. I'm a fan of gold and silver. I have some myself. I won't say how much. It's not like I'm Scrooge McDuck over here. But I will say, hey, I'm the guy who talks about impending doom following this election. I don't know exactly what will happen. I don't know. You know, people think civil war means there's going to be two armies marching towards each other. Honestly, I have no idea. What I can tell you is people are losing their minds. So just take this stuff seriously. But whatever it is you do, please prepare. Let me play this clip for you guys from the CNN town hall. And you're going to go, what?
Is there something you can point to in your life, political life or in your life in the last 4 years, that you think is a mistake that you have learned from?
I mean, I've made many mistakes, and they range from, you know, if you've ever parented a child, you know, you make lots of mistakes too.
What? If you've ever parented a child, made lots of mistakes. As far as I know, she doesn't have any kids of her own. A couple stepkids, I think, from her husband's first marriage. That was so weak. See, I'm just an ordinary person like the rest of you out there. I'm a parent, and it's not always easy.
Kids?
In my role as vice president, I mean, I've probably worked very hard at making sure that I am well versed on issues, and I think that is very important. It's a mistake not to be well versed on an issue and feel compelled to answer a question.
Well, that was actually kind of funny. Yes, Kamala, it's important. It makes a difference when you're not well versed on when the questions haven't been given to you ahead of time, Kamala, and you therefore haven't got an answer prepared. That really is awkward, isn't it? It's a mistake, isn't it? It's a mistake not to get the questions ahead of time, so you can't prepare. Oh my God.
Did you catch that? Okay, not only did she actually did answer the question. She answered it in probably the most honest and incredible way without actually saying anything of substance. But I'm picking up what she's putting down, you know what I'm saying? She said it's a mistake to not be well-versed on the issues when you're asked a question. Anderson is like, did you ever make any mistakes in your campaign, in your personal life that you have learned from? And she's like, well, standing here completely unable to answer this question is probably a mistake. I probably should have prepared more for the question you're about to ask, and boy, do I regret it. From this point forward, I will remember I should always prepare for interviews and debates. Me, oh my, I love when she's like, yeah, anybody who's got a kid, you know, Kamala doesn't have kids. She has adult stepchildren. Anybody who's parented a kid, not you, lady. So here, check it out. In the article, they say, Newsweek says, Anderson Cooper gives Kamala Harris a bruising CNN town hall. Bruising. Look at this. Cooper asked Harris to explain her support for a bipartisan immigration deal that included $650 million in spending on a border wall. Though she previously cited the wall more than 50 times, criticized the wall more than 50 times and labeled the wall stupid, useless, and a medieval vanity project. She responded, so let's talk about Donald Trump and that border wall. Okay, this is what I call wasted words. Everybody in sales know what a wasted word is. Remember, she could have just started with, remember Donald Trump said Mexico was going to pay for the wall? Well, that's what she says. So let's talk about Donald Trump and the border wall. Remember, Donald Trump said Mexico would pay for it. Come on, they didn't. How much of that wall did he build? I think the last number I saw is about 2%. And then when it came time for him to do a photo op, you know where he did it? In the part of the wall that President Obama built. Harris also used her CNN appearance to call Trump a fascist, echoing comments from John Kelly. Yeah, you know what, man?
Yeah, of course. They're bringing out the F word these days as election day nears. Democrats are going gloves off. Oh no, no more Mr. Nice Guy. They're calling Trump a fascist. It's like, does anyone care at all? They've been calling him a fascist since 2016. You know, the word has lost all meaning. All these insults, fascist, racist, misogynist, you know, bigot, whatever, they've all lost their meaning, especially fascist. Absolutely hilarious. But, you know, they're sticking to their guns, you know, that tried and true strategy of calling him a fascist. It's going to work. I guess it worked in 2020, or did it? Anyway, yeah. So I have a feeling, who knows, maybe Kamala's going to say soon, as we get closer to the election, maybe she's going to be all for the wall. I've heard her say a couple things like, the only thing I've heard her say about immigration is that our immigration system is broken. That's all I've heard her say over and over. It needs to be fixed. And, we're going to look at it with a bipartisan council of wise men or something like that. Yeah, it's broken, lady. It's very broken, and it needs a lot of fixing. The best way to fix it would be to just cut all immigration, instant moratorium right now, tomorrow. All start with deporting all illegals, obviously. Once you actually start deporting people, and everyone sees you're serious, a lot of others will just self-deport anyway. That was like the first step. Building the wall is another step, of course. Get rid of birthright citizenship. That's another one. There's quite a few. You can do. Completely overhaul the United States immigration policy, which since 1965 has been a complete disaster for the country. Anyway, that's enough of Kamala Harris. There's only so much you can take of her, and she doesn't say anything anyway, as Tim Pool said here on the Timcast. So thank you for listening. If you have any comments, you know what to do. Leave a comment. I do read through all your comments. Obviously, I can't reply to all of them, but I reply from time to time. And like and subscribe. Please do like and subscribe. It really helps me grow the channel and continue making content for you.